Wasted World of Sports, ahoy! How's everybody doing today? Just close my studio door there. How is everybody? Welcome along, Flash Screen, Immortal Wolf, UFC Only Fams, and Vopsy, ahoy! Welcome along. Nice to have you all here with us today. Wasted World of Sports, ready to bring you all the action for Parramatta versus the West Tigers. Now remember, in this game last year, the Tigers actually got the upset over the Eels. Can they do it again? Everything possible says no. But you never know. All the upsets that we've seen so far this season. We'll see if there can be any more. Flash Green says Eels easily win today's game. They should. They definitely should. But then the Broncos probably should have beaten the Raiders the other night. But anyway, let's leave the Broncos fans alone for the time being. Rob Alv, ahoy. Go Parramatta. This is a game where all common sense says Parramatta should win by a very, very big margin. Both teams are desperate. That's the difference here. See, the Tigers have pulled the sneaky on the Eels before, but it was very different circumstances, wasn't it? That was a high-flying Eels team, brought back down to earth a little bit. This year, the Eels haven't got off to a fantastic start themselves, so you've got two teams very desperate for the 2 points. And that, I believe, will be the difference in this year. Dan, have you tipped the Eels? Asked Fopsy. Yes, I have. I have indeed. And you can't say... you can't say that means the Eels are going to lose, because I've actually done pretty well with the tips this weekend. Overall, I've jumped up the ladder. I've gone storming up the ladder. I'm not down the bottom anymore. I'm inside the top 30. You know, I was actually one of the only people who tipped Newcastle to beat the Warriors. Come on. Give me a chance here, Vopsy. I'm on my way back. Flash Green, honestly, I tried to give the Tigers a chance, but with how they're playing made me think otherwise. Exactly right. You just couldn't pick the Tigers at the moment. They're going to win at some stage. It has to happen. They're not going to go through the entire season without a victory. I don't think anybody's ever done that. I'd be very curious to know if it's ever happened. Has there ever been a situation where a team has gone through an entire season and not won a game? I don't think so. So they're going to get a win at some stage. It's just a matter of when and who the poor suckers are that are going to be on the receiving end. I'll tell you what, I reckon a pretty good bet would be my Sharks, the way they're going at the moment. But anyways, here we are. The Eels are out on the field. Let's jump over to the scoreboard. I'm supposing that there'll be some pre-game shenanigans before we actually get underway, but we'll jump on over. Rob says Penrith are going to win the premiership again. It's looking pretty likely. Penrith have once again established themselves as the team to beat. Far and away the team to beat. Oh, Clemmer's playing his number 200. Oh, hang on. Clemmer's playing number 200. Remember what I said all last year about milestone games? Milestone games, the players with the milestone, their team seems to get the rub of the green. Could an upset be on the cards? I didn't realize that. To be honest, it wouldn't have mattered. I probably still would have tipped with the Eels. Would it surprise me if the Tigers dominate today's game? Absolutely it would. Oh, there wasn't even any pre-game shenanigans. We just get straight into it. That's what you love to see. You love to see it. Just boom, straight into the action we go. And this one's underway. The NRL scoreboard hasn't updated. Of course, Dustin Fisher, ahoy mate, how are you doing? I've got bad news for you, Dustin. Bobsy's here. Bobsy's here to just solidify his victory. Which is fine, because I think you'd already established with me that you were going to surrender your prize, even if you did win it. But no, it's pretty clear-cut. Pretty clear-cut. Bobsy's far and away ahead at top of the leaderboard there. Fifth and last here for the Tigers. They get through their first set unscathed. Interesting to note, too, for the Tigers, Adam Doueihi's been moved away from fullback, and he's back in at 5/8. Because he was a bloody shambles at fullback, wasn't he, to be fair? Not an easy thing to jump in there and do, I'm sure. But God, he was terrible at it. So moving Doueihi back to probably his more preferred position. And Charlie Staines there at the back. Oh, and this is big defense early from the Tigers. Putting the Eels on the back foot. Christian Kapkovic. Ahoy there, mate. Christian's going for the Eels, it would seem. Fifth and last, up to halfway they go. And Moses puts his first kick of the night in. Staines, there he is at fullback. Charlie Staines just handing the ball off. He didn't want to do the hit up. And for the Tigers, probably good that he didn't. To be totally fair. Oh, well, he takes the second hit up. Api Coruscant will need to have a very big game if the Tigers are going to put up any sort of fight here. Dustin, you've got over 45.5 points. If all goes according to plan, the Eels might very well wrap that up all on their own. Bobsy, you had a multi on for the NBA this morning, and the only leg that failed was a player to get 10-plus points. And the reason it failed was because he punched his teammate during a timeout and was made to sit. Oh, that player cares not for your multi. I used to have multis on the basketball. As Moses now stepping in field. Oh, he gets the offload away. And it goes to ground, and the Tigers will get the ball on halfway. Morgan, ahoy, mate. If the Tigers win this, it's confirmed they are Jesus. Oh, dear. Well, I can't see any miracles this year. Very, very hard to see it happening. I think the upset for the round has already happened. The miracle has happened. The Canberra Raiders are Jesus for this weekend. There's Coruscant getting involved nice and early. Fifth and last, they're going to have first shot at this. Doueihi to Brooks. Brooks with a cutout ball. It's a little bit behind Staffatoa, and that allows the defense to slide across and cut it down without any real issue there. But a good start from the Tigers. A lot more enterprising than we've seen from them in recent times. Ahoy, Michelle. Morgan's got a multi on the Tigers. Regan Two Dads with the charge upfield. 30 out. This has been a very good defense from the Tigers early in the contest. Can they keep it up? Can they keep up this intensity? as the Eels stretch it wide to the right again, looking threatening out here. But fifth and last, only up to halfway again. Moses keeps it low and just dribbles it into touch. 20 metres out. James Intox, ahoy mate. Welcome along. Yes, thank you for the birthday wishes. Unfortunately, I ended up having to work today, so my plans for birthday celebrations, out the window they went. But here we are now. I still managed to get away a little bit early and get the game up and running for you, so if I seem a little less enthusiastic than normal, that's why. Because I've ended up having to work for most of the day, when my plan originally was to sleep for a large chunk of it and then drink myself stupid. A lady never tells, Dustin. A lady never tells. I don't have a same game multi on this game. I've given up. Do I have to work tomorrow? Yes, I do. I've got a meeting at 8:30 in the morning. Yippee. I have, Morgan. I've given up. While I rethink my strategic... I've got to rethink my strategic options for same-game multis. You don't win with that sort of attitude. Well, I haven't been winning anyway, so it's not going to be any different. Oh, here goes Charlie Staines. One out from the ruck. Flips it back to Coruscant. Coruscant ducks under Moses' legs. A little bit of tunnel ball there from Coruscant. And here's Doueihi. Much better performance so far from Adam Doueihi. Just the confidence emanating from him now that he's moved back into his favoured role. And the Eels, they only just hold on, but hold on they did. So yeah, I'm going back to in-game trading, Morgan, which is going to be very hard. It's going to be very hard to stream and concentrate on in-game trades at the same time. But I'm working on my setup. I'm working on all my displays, my screen layouts and whatnot, so that I can actually do it. It's going to be dangerous. It's going to require a lot of testing before I go into live action mode. But yes, that's the way for me, I think. In-game trading. Oh, straight for the line goes this big Tigers pack. Held up a metre out. Drawing in defenders, though. Good run there. But Noah Paul through the back line, but it's all a bit static. And no threat really put onto the defensive line there. Coruscant from dummy half catches them off guard, gets a 6 again. Happy Coruscant, and now a 2-on-1 strip will be a penalty, and they've got to take the 2. Take the 2, boys. That's the one, Morgan. That's the one. Oh, tap and go. Tigers, they realise they're not going to win this game by going up in 2s. They need to go up in 4s and preferably 6s. Very close to the line here, the Tigers on tackle 2. Coruscant fires it out to Brooks. Doueihi, the cutout ball to Kepaoa. But it's a great defensive read from Haze Dunster. And that shuts it down. Still a threat here, though. Tackle 3, 10 out from the line. Brooks calls the 200 man on the inside. And he draws in 3 defenders and is taken 5 out. Wide right they go. Doueihi is full of running at the moment. Stains into the line. And Naden hits a good little half gap, but then he throws the ball to Jesus. And even Jesus didn't want it. It came crashing back down to the ground. And that'll be Eels' ball, totally off the hook. It is a lot of fun, Morgan. Yeah, I used to do it before I started streaming the games. That's what I used to do. I've done some pretty good practice trades on the Formula One. Geez, if I had have actually been live betting, because obviously one piece of advice I will give to anybody who wants to get into sports trading: practice. Do a lot of research, do a lot of practice first before you dive in the deep end, so to speak. And I was doing some practice runs on the Formula One. Amazing. I would have made an absolute killing on a whole bunch of trades before the race even started. Oh, the kick through pops up kindly for the Eels. In amongst all that, and out of absolutely nothing, Clint Gutherson comes away with a try. It was a nothing kick. Nothing was happening. And then suddenly, everybody's just standing around watching the ball, and it pops up for the Eels. And somehow they've walked away with a try here. And how often do you see it? One team, attack, attack, attack. They have to suddenly come up the other end with no points on the board and give away a really, really weak as piss try. What are we talking about in the chat room here? Style tips, fake nails. Crazy stuff. Moses from just to the right of the post. This is an easy conversion. And as you would expect, straight over the middle. 6 points to 0. Parramatta. They were doing all the defending. Bobsy says, I heard if you pull fake nails off, your original nail comes off. Maybe if you had... What a sensationally interesting footy game this is that I'm now getting involved in this conversation. What if you had really, really strong glue? Could you play this prank on somebody? It'd be a horrible prank to play. You would only do it to somebody you really disliked. But if you had, like, really, really super strong glue and you got somebody to put the fake nail on with really, really, like, super Tarzan strength glue, would it rip the original nail off in that instance? Because, they've blitzed them down this right-hand side again. And here go the Eels away for another try. Moses dummies and goes on his own. Oh, it wasn't his fault. Haze Dunster got all tangled up there. But they've still got them stretched to the left, except for the fact that Gutherson passes to an obscure patch of grass behind the attacking line. The attack is still on. I can't blame Mitch Moses for butchering that one. It certainly wasn't his fault. Haze Dunster, he needed to pick a side and stick with it. He either needed to run inside or stay out. In the end, he ended up just sort of hanging behind Moses, and it made it very confusing indeed. The pressure is still on here, though. Brown stepping, weaving, offloads to Regan Toodads, and Regan Toodads stands in the tackle. It's tackle forward just to the left of the post. Moses grubbers it through. It sits up again. Oh, nicely for Pinasini. And Will Pinasini scores the try. Wangu. Tigers should have taken the 2. Yes. See? Taking the 2 is extremely underrated. Scoreboard pressure. I understand it's only 2 points, but it's reward. It's reward for their early domination, and it's scoreboard pressure. Taking the 2 is extremely underrated. And now look at what's happened. They knocked back the 2. They didn't walk away with any points. And now they're about to be 12-0 down. I mean, honestly, we joke about it. It's kind of become one of our catchphrases here at Wasted World of Sports. Take the 2! But it's true. It's an underrated option. Mitch Moses with the conversion. And over it goes, 12 points to 0, as we predicted. £12 points to 0, and Dustin, your 45.5 overs is looking pretty good. And as I said, if it goes to plan for the Eels, it could be 45.5 all on their own. The poor Tigers. James, you've given up on the tipping. Why? Please don't tell me you tipped the Tigers. You can't possibly have tipped the Tigers. I'm coming back into the tipping. I've gone charging up the pack. Because you know I won last year. For the benefit of those who are new. And just to annoy Michelle, I will point out that I won the tipping contest last year. I'm going to get that on a shirt, and I'm going to wear it every live stream. Oh, Luke Brooks is caught. Quarterback sacked. Coruscant shows and goes. Dummies twice. They send it out to the right. Doueihi gets away from 1, gets away from 2. Adam Doueihi takes on Gutherson. And Gutherson gets some help from Sivo. And they drive him to the ground. But Doueihi has already looked immensely better than any other week so far this season. Throwing him back into 5/8. Definitely reaping rewards. Just not on the scoreboard yet, unfortunately, for the Tigers. But Doueihi looking like he's playing with a lot more confidence. Doueihi with the cutout pass, and again, it's just a little bit behind Stafford Toa. He has to stop and reach back for it. And that's a couple of times now, the Tigers, they've had that space, they've thrown the long ball, and Toa's had to reach behind, which has stunted the play. Michelle, if you're going to count all the home games, remember, anytime the Broncos are at Suncorp or at the Gabba, that counts as a home game, even if it's a scheduled away game. So make sure you do it properly. Telling you. And also, an away game against the Eels in Darwin is an away game for the Eels as well. So that doesn't count as anything. So take that into account as well. Speaking of Magic Round, it's when the Sharks will become the next team to lose to the Dolphins. Which, I've got to say, at the start of the year, I was actually a little bit worried that the Sharks might have been the first team to lose to the Dolphins. Just looking at the draw and everything, I was a little bit concerned. But at least now the Dolphins, they've done so well, haven't they? That the Sharks losing to them at Suncorp is not as embarrassing as it might have been were they the only ones. And thankfully now for the Sharks, they're not the only team to have lost to Canberra this year either. Mr. Ed's dead. Ahoy, mate. How are you doing? Oh, that's a slightly forward pass by Ryan Madison. They get away with it, though. And they're inside to Tigers territory. And Madison, this time, it was forward again. But this time, it's knocked on. So there's no need for the forward pass to be called. And a big return from Kepaoa. Getting away from 2 tackles. And the Tigers will start this on halfway. Fortnight with Braden. Ahoy. They get very defensive over this Suncorp stuff, don't they, Vopsy? Very mighty defensive over the Suncorp stuff. Staines running across field, trying to call somebody to cut back on the inside. Oh, and now Kepaoa, after doing all that great work at the start of the set, brings the set to a premature end with a simple drop ball, and Tim Sheens can only sit there and shake his head in bewilderment. Mr. Ed's dead. How are you doing? Regan Tudad's off the base of the scrum. He's picked up and he's driven backwards. And he's dumped on his back. Fortnight with Braden, I wouldn't necessarily say I'm going for anybody per se. I've tipped Parramatta in the Wasted World of Sports tipping contest, which I won last year, by the way. William Seneca. Ahoy there. Go Para. Immortal Wolf says go Para. Matter. Yeah, I've tipped Parramatta. But honestly, I really don't necessarily care who wins. A bewildering statistic to start the game, though, is tackled inside the opposition 20, 28 times for the Tigers, 7 to the Eels. The Eels, they're not getting down here very often, but when they do, they're walking away with points. Whereas the Tigers are camping themselves down the other end and not getting anything. Oh, here's a chance, though. The ball sits up, and Toa, with the intercept, is going to race away and score for the Tigers. They needed something like that to happen. They weren't going to do it through structured play, but they'll certainly take that, and it's another loose pass out the back of the attacking line by the Eels. And this time, it bounces kindly for the Tigers, and that is completely against the run of play there. Oh, Mr. Ed's dead. You killed your transmission, and now you need to find a way to get it fixed. Ah, that sucks. Well, I certainly hope that you get it sorted out, mate. If there was anything I could do to help from all the way down under here in Australia, I certainly wouldn't hesitate. $12 points to 4 with the kick to come. The Tigers finally get themselves on the board. And if only they had taken the 2 earlier, it could very easily have been 12 points to 8 coming up. Unfortunately, fortnight with Braden, I go for the Sharks, which is always a very tough time. Bobsy says this is where the Tigers start going ham and then end up making the top 8. Or maybe they'll finish 9th. That was their favourite place for quite some time, wasn't it? 9th. Doueihi from right in front puts it over the posts. 12 points to 6 it is. I've got to say, Adam Doueihi has been a noticeable standout here for the Tigers to start this game, moving him back to 5/8. Excuse me, moving him back to 5/8 has clearly been the right decision. The man is just not a fullback. It's that simple. Fourteen and a half minutes to go till the halftime break. Well, game Mel, ahoy there. I do appreciate the jump on in to say ahoy to us. %64% completion rate for the Eels. That is what's doing them in at the moment, even though they're obviously still ahead. But they won't be happy. Old mate Beavis won't be happy at all with that completion rate. There he is. Old mate Beavis. Okay. My birthday is starting to come to life now. Getting buzzed. Is Heel Fries at the game? Heel Fries has written his team off. All week, Heel Fries has been saying that the Eels have no chance of winning this. So I'm wondering if he's even watching. I couldn't not believe what I was hearing. Such a passionate supporter of the Eels is Heel Fries. But he was practically guaranteeing that they were going to lose this game. And it's the Tigers on the attack again. 5th and last, Brooks puts the kick across field. And what a leap and take by Haze Dunster. You think he's been saying that so that if the Tigers do win, he can pull the "I told you so"? Maybe. And it could just be because I do it as well with the Sharks. It could just be a self-consoling thing should the team go on and lose. It's not even necessarily an "I told you so" moment. It's an "I told myself" moment. I wasn't going to let myself get confident as Junior Tupou goes straight through. There was a line of defense set and chasing up for the Eels. He just ran straight through them. And that is a great kick return. And the momentum in this game has just shifted ever so slightly back in the favour of the Tigers, despite the 6-point deficit. They are just eating up the meters at will here. And if they complete and get to the end of set, they'll get an attacking kick away again. Coruscant out of dummy half, catches them sleeping and gets a 6 again. Oh, it's a full set of 6 now in attacking range. And here come the Tigers. Starting to gel, starting to get it together. To the right-hand side they go. Brooks out the back to Doueihi. Staines up at the line again, is crunched in the tackle. Dylan Brown. Tackle 3, back to the left. Bateman then spots a little half gap, pops it back to Coruscant. Coruscant trying to duck and weave his way through, and he's caught in front of the post on tackle 4. 10 out though. Brooks goes on his own. Brooks, wrong option. He's been doing that a lot this season. Brooks going on his own. And a slow play the ball. Surely that's got to be 6 again. Oh, they've got away with murder there, the Eels. Doueihi kicks through. The chase is good. Gutherson dives on the loose ball. And it's a result for the Tigers. And it's more pressure coming up for the Eels. It's been far from a convincing performance by Parramatta. They've got the lead. But to be fair, you could probably say that both of their tries were well and truly against the run of play. But then, also in fairness, the Tigers' only try has completely been against the run of play. You don't get much more against the run of play than an intercept. And this will be a knock-on by the Eels. A knock-on by the Eels from the dropout. And the Tigers will have a full set to attack. Oh, they're not seriously considering challenging this, are they? Don't listen to him. It was a clear knock-on. Shaun Lane's lost all challenge privileges. And they haven't listened to him. Lucky for them. This is a scrum down for the Tigers, though. Doueihi tries to step inside. Stands in the tackle. Coruscant. Passing it off to one of the forwards, just settling it up here. Off a Hangawi it was. To the right they go. This has been their favourite side to attack to. But they've rushed up quickly this time, the Eels, and shut it down before it gets beyond Doueihi. And 6 again for a ruck infringement. They've been very slow to peel away from the ruck area, the Eels. And they've finally been called on it. Another full set of 6. Huge moment here. Brooks out the back. Staines. Cut out pass. Oh, and he had to reach up for it, Tupou. Tupou had to reach up for it. And then he gets crunched and tosses the ball away rather than just surrendering and going to ground. Trying to keep it alive. It was only tackle 2. Parramatta survive. Was he destined for the sideline? Yes, he was. Okay. In fairness, Junior Tupou, he was destined for the sideline there. He kind of had to toss it back infield. 5th and last fifth and last, and it hasn't gone to any of the kickers, and now they've made a complete and total mess of this. The Eels, it's worked out for them, though. It's play on. Oh, you've never seen anything as messy in your life that has very nearly yielded a try. But now Tupou races back the other way and then drops the ball cold, and now the Eels have got it. Oh, that was impossible to keep up with. That was video game stuff. Are we watching a simulated version of Rugby League Live 4? That was as wild as it gets, that little passage of play. Salt, ahoy there. Welcome along. Gutherson keeping the ball alive. This game has just suddenly shifted about 10,000 gears upwards. Moses to the line, puts the kick in, and again, a kick yields a result. Bryce Cartwright leading the chase, scoring the try, 16 points to 6. Mitchell Moses with another pinpoint perfect grubber into the in goal. I can't believe what we just witnessed. It was helter-skelter from one end of the field to the other. You thought for sure the Eels had butchered it. Mitchell Moses was nowhere in sight on the fifth and last. And Moses puts the grubber into the in goal. Bryce Cartwright leading the chase. Gets the ball down. Scoring the try with 5.5 minutes to go. Till the break. 5.5 to go till halftime. $16 points to 6, kick to come. Tigers, creators of their own demise there, it must be said. Junior Tupou. Boy, if he could have his time over. Mitchell Moses for the conversion, puts it down the middle, 18 points to 6. It's hard to say that Parramatta have been dominant. They're well on top on the scoreboard at the moment, but I really wouldn't say that it's been a dominant display in any capacity so far. A perfect kick from Moses again into the end goal. Tim Sheens and Benji are getting further and further apart in the coaching box. I haven't particularly been paying attention to all the games, to be honest, all the Tigers games. But yeah, I thought they were sitting side by side in the early stages, apart from when Tim Sheens would wander down to the sideline. But now they're on completely separate rows in the coach's box. 18 points to 6 here, 4 minutes to go till the halftime break. And I don't think either team will be particularly happy with their performance so far, must be said. The Eels would have to be slightly happier just on account of the fact that they're leading. Here we go, Tupou. He holds onto the ball this time. Just Junior Tupou. And the Tigers get the ball back, and this game just settles down a little bit. It went through a really ballistic period. But it seems to have settled down a bit now. 18 points to 6. 3 minutes to go till the break. Tigers now stretching it wide. It only gets as far as Papali'i before the players chop down. Fifth and last, Doueihi. A rushed kick. Turns out to be quite a decent one. He's outside the 40, though, and it just dribbles into touch. And it will be Parramatta ball from inside their own 10. Very good kick in the end because they were no way set for that, the Tigers. You just get the feeling this game is just meandering out into the halftime break. A 69% completion rate for the Eels. That will be something they'll be talking about in the sheds, I'm sure of it. Absolutely not enough. So they'll definitely want to tidy up their set completions in the second half. 2 minutes to go till halftime. A penalty to the Eels. They start their set now on halfway. All a bit flat-footed from both teams now, though. They just want to get to the sheds. They want to reset, have a think about what's happened. And for the Tigers, another case of what could have been. What could have been. They had a lot of early territory and possession, and they couldn't come away with any points. And their only points were from essentially an intercept. A loose pass by the Eels, swooped on off the ground by Stafford Toa. And now Moses puts the ball high. Pressure on the kick chase. The kick chase is great. And it falls for the Eels. Knock on both ways. Knocked on first by Parramatta. Tigers ball. $40 seconds to go till halftime. Both teams now just trying to get there, essentially. Entertaining enough first half of football. Neither team will be particularly excited about the display they've put on. But as I said, Parramatta will just be the slightly happier of the two teams, I would dare say. Going into the break. Oh, tapped on by Brooks. Risky stuff. Tupou picks it up. Oh, it's called forward, and that will see us into the break. 18 points to 6 at halftime. Parramatta have got the lead. It's been far from convincing. Let's be honest about that. It's been extremely far from convincing. And for the Tigers, you've just got to wonder about them. What do they need to do? Things are just not clicking for them. You get the feeling that they're not. They can't seriously be that far off. You would think. On paper, they're not this terrible. They've got Tim Sheens and Benji Marshall in the coach's box. They can't possibly be that far off. But it's just not happening for them. Whether it's a combination thing, whether it's just a matter of getting the right guys into the right positions, it's just hard to know what's going wrong with the Tigers at the moment. But even their attack is just stunted. Very flat-footed. Passes going behind the man rather than out in front. There are a couple of times early on they would fire a cutout pass across the right-hand edge, and Stafford Toa had to stop and reach backwards to try and get the ball. And that just kills the playoff right there and then. If that pass is out in front so that he can run onto it, there's a chance of scoring in the corner. So they just haven't been able to take advantage of the opportunities that they've been creating for themselves. And that's all stuff that you would think is taken care of on the trading paddock. And you can't possibly convince me that they're not training. So it's really hard to know what's going on with the Tigers at the moment. It's all going to come right for them at some stage, though, and I'd hate to be the team on the receiving end when that happens. It'll probably be the Sharks. Have I seen them play? We're watching them play right now, Dustin. But yes, 18 points to 6 here at halftime. Yeah, and the Tigers, they're still in reaching distance here. They're not out of this by any means. Can they get it together in the second half and make a contest out of this? Or will the Eels, they've only had a 68% completion rate for the first half. If they start getting through their sets and getting some territory under their belt, they could run away with this one. So plenty of options for how this second half can go. We'll check it out after the break. 18 points to 6, though. It stands at the moment in favour of the Eels. Wasted Water Sports. We'll be back to bring you the second half action after a quick break. All right. Rest of World of Sports, halftime break coming at you. Hey, Vobsy, are you still there, mate? I've got a very interesting statistic for you. 18 points to 6 here at the break. Good opportunity, I suppose, to do a little bit of housekeeping. Wasted World of Sports. Okay, Discord. You will see Chuggy sharing a link every so often in the chat for our free Discord server. Over there, we like to have a little bit of banter. Some good old banter going on over there. And we also share my screen during the games. So if you don't have access to the actual gameplay footage, that option is available for you as well. All that we ask is that you keep the stream open as well. Support the stream. We don't ask for much around here. But yes, if you do, check out the Discord and watch the games over there. All we ask is that you pop on to the stream, keep it open for a little bit, give us a like, give us a sub, all that stuff that helps continue to support and grow the channel. So that'd be really cool if you guys could do that. Also, the Wasted World of Sports tipping contest, it's not too late to join. If you join now, you get given all the away teams to calculate your points. So consider it a little challenge. I don't know that anybody's ever won from joining at this particular point in time, because you're on the back foot a little bit. Although there was a time a couple of years back, I was involved in a tipping contest, and somebody joined. Somebody actually calculated that they were better off leaving and rejoining and taking all the away teams. That's well, speak of them. Oh, jinx! Live stream jinx. Right as I'm speaking about that, Bobsy's saying, yeah. So some cheeky bugger did actually do that. They figured it out. They did the math. They calculated that it was a lot better for them to actually piss off and come back and rejoin under an alias and take all the away teams. So I'm not sure how they ended up doing in the final wash up of things. But anyway, Vobsy, since you're there, in the time that I was off, in the halftime break, and I really don't understand why Michelle thought she was going to get away with this. Surely she would have known that I'm going to look this up and confirm, because she's been screaming at us in capitals that every team has 12 home and 12 away and 3 buys. And in the 2 minutes that I was off having a break, I also managed to look at the NRL website and see the draw and see that the Broncos play at Suncorp, or the Gabba, Suncorp/Gabba, 14 times, which immediately throws her 12 and 12 theory out the window. So I can't speak for the calculations of all the other teams, but the fact that the Broncos have got 14 Suncorp games, essentially, Suncorp/Gabba games, already throws her screaming at us completely invalidated and out the window. So I don't know what she was looking at, where she dragged that little statistic up from. But unsurprisingly, it was wrong, and the Broncos have more games than anybody else at their home ground. Thank you. But we already knew that, Bobsy, so we already knew that. But God bless them. God bless the little Broncos fans for getting so defensive and and trying to find illogical reasoning for it. Here come the teams back out for the second half in this one. 18 points to 6. The Tigers are within touching distance of the Parramatta Eels. I'd be very curious to know what the halftime talks were all about. I dare say, for the Eels, hold on to the ball, cut the errors down, complete our sets. Look at how easy we scored tries. Look at how easy we scored tries when we got down there into the field. Just get through our sets complete. Oh, the Tiger mascot tripped over. Yes. He nearly fell on his bum. Oh, that was fabulous. That's the best thing I've seen all game. Oh, the Tiger mascot nearly went arse over tit running out of the tunnel. Oh, that was fantastic. Yeah, so for the Eels, completion rate. Defense has been absolutely fine. The Tigers had a lot of attack. The only points they've given away was from an intercept. So completion rates, get to their end of sets, and they should run away with this game. For the Tigers, well, I've got no idea. I've got no idea what Tim Sheens and Benji Marshall might be saying to the troops at the break. Where to from here for the Tigers? Just go out there and throw everything at it. Go out there and throw the kitchen sink at it. It's the Eels with the first set after half-time. Oh, it's an AFL guy's birthday as well. Lingy, commentator on 7. Also, Mr. Big Bash. Ugh. Spit. Chris Lynn. Ugh. Ugh. Oh, Vopsy says, surely that's Robbie Farah in the mascot costume. Wouldn't surprise me. Just completely static through the backline here from the Tigers. They manage an offload. But just really, just pedestrian stuff here from the Tigers. Very robotic. But they are up over halfway on the 5th and last. Coruscant goes blindside. Brooks puts it through the hands. He doesn't kick himself. It's Papali'i doing the kick. And it sits up for Gutherson, who steps the rampaging Papali'i with ease. Now, surely Luke Brooks takes control of the game in that scenario. You don't pass to your second row forward on the 5th and last and expect him to put the kick in, surely, when you're the halfback. I don't understand what was going through his head at that moment there. But what it's resulted in is the Eels returning the ball with interest. 5th and last, 30 out from the Tigers line. Brown puts it high. It's not deep enough, but it's high. And Charlie Staines runs forward, leaps, and takes it very comfortably in the end, Charlie Staines. Oh, here goes Kepaoa shrugging away from one. And then he's brought down by the cover defense, sliding across. Tupou up towards the halfway line. Seriously, how much does Brad Arthur look like Beavis with a shaved head? Beavis and Butthead? Beavis with a shaved head? Brad Arthur. Now, Staines thought he spotted the half gap. He's brought down. 5th and last. Quick play the ball. Doueihi darts away. Puts the kick in for himself. Oh, pops up nicely for Doueihi. He flicks it back in field. Play stays alive here. It is still 5th and last. Bateman pokes his nose through. Pops it back to Coruscant. Coruscant flips the ball back. It's come back to Doueihi. It's back to where it started. After all that, it ended up back on this right-hand edge with Adam Doueihi. And Dewey's hurt. Dewey's down, clutching at a shoulder, because he's copped a big hit there from Waqa Blake. Back on he comes, Doueihi. Doueihi copped a big hit there, a shoulder from Sevo. As you would expect, he came off second best in that one. 56% possession in favour of the Tigers. It's quite telling at how 47 times tackled in the opposition half to 19 by the Eels. It's quite telling that the Eels are so far ahead. 12 points ahead, despite being behind on all those key statistics. It's very telling about the lack of variety, the lack of threat currently in the Tigers' attack. Oh, and it's this one, 6 again now for the Eels. It's all falling their way. Dylan Brown is collared just a metre out from the line, and the ball spills out. Time off was called. Hands in the ruck, and it's knocked on by Coruscant anyway, and it's going to be another 6 again here for the Eels. 0 tackle. Oh, it's just all falling the way of the Eels here. The bounce of the footy is going well and truly their way today. They're behind in every key statistic, which is crazy to think about. That's unbelievable that they're so far behind in every facet of the game, statistically, but they are 12 points clear on the scoreboard. And maybe more here. Tackle 3. 2 metres out from the line. They come left. Moses cuts out 2. Finds Sevo. Sevo, too big, too strong from that close to the line. And there you go, Dustin. There's some more tries. Mitchell Moses cuts out 2. Finds Sevo right on the chest. And that's the difference. A very simple difference. Mitchell Moses throws a double cutout pass out in front of Sevo, hits him right on the chest. He's able to run with forward momentum and barge over the line. On the flip side of the coin, we've seen the Tigers. These cutout passes are going behind the player who has to stop his momentum, reach back and catch the ball, which is stagnant in the play, stopping it dead. Try. Right in the corner. Tough conversion coming up for Moses, but it is on his favoured side. 22 points to 6. Kick to come. You're not going to stop him that close to the line. I'm sorry, Stafford. Waqa Sevo's just too big a unit. Conversion missed. From out wide, Mitch Moses. 22 points to 6 it remains. Could that be the 2 points they miss it by? Bobsy, could that be the 2 that they miss it by? Shack of Hearts. Ahoy there, mate. Anyways, I'm quickly logging in here to the Wasted World of Sports leaderboard. The fact that Vobsy's been here for essentially the whole game means he's well and truly solidified himself at the top of the ladder. I'm sure of it. Yes, okay, so, Vobsy. Vobsy at the moment on the leaderboard, 3,371 points. Dustin, 2,558 in second place. In third place, Mr. Ed's Dead, 2,217. And in fourth place, Heel Fries, 2,113. And then the two Jameses, it's the James Sandwich, 1,647. Well, in all honesty, Vobsy, if you're still around at the end of this game, our special guest announcer for the prize winner, which Michelle already knows what's coming up. If you're still around at the end of this game, Vobsy, we may as well just play the bloody thing now rather than saving it till next week. Oh, but here come the Tigers. Don't count your chickens too early. Here they go. The Tigers are in. Let's not get overexcited, Eels fans, because here come the Tigers. And that's a lot better indeed, Shack of Hearts. Kepaoa scores the try. Coruscant out of dummy half finds Brooks. Brooks, the difference there that makes Brooks the cutout pass, this time in front of the man, allowing him to keep forward momentum, keeps the play alive. Kepaoa to Tupou, back into Kepaoa. And it is try time. Shack of Heart says, by the way, it's pronounced Kepaoa. Kepaoa. Well, there you go. Tigers have looked a lot better this game compared to all the others this season. They've showed patches. Oh, Doueihi moves in, strikes it. Hooks it left. No goal. 22 points to 12. They bring it back to that 12-point gap that it was at the break. To be fair, they've shown glimpses, but in other games, I mean. And they've probably showed glimpses where they've been better than this. But in terms of... I see what you're saying, though. In terms of overall performance, they haven't just completely self-destructed. They haven't quite put their attack together for long periods of time either, though, is the problem. But I know completely what you're saying. They just need something to come off. They need a couple of bits of luck to go their way, I think. They've been competitive but inconsistent. That's probably a much better. Oh God, Charlie Staines falls over his own pink boots. Luckily, he holds onto the ball. Bateman up over halfway. Fifth and last on the halfway line. Back to Doueihi for the kick. He puts it higher. The chase is good. The chase is solid. Sivo's up, though. And Sivo and Naden. What a collision. And somehow Brent Naden, who is not the biggest man in the world, I mean, he's not a midget, or anything either. But, I mean, he's not the biggest man in the world. I wouldn't have imagined that Naden would dominate a collision with a high-flying Micah Sevo. Let me just put it that way. We've been discussing heel fries, Michelle, actually. We've been wondering because Moses now with the run trying to milk the penalty too. Mitchell Moses. Oh, Milky McGee. No Oscar award for you, mate. Yeah, we were discussing heel fries because, as we know, for those of you who are regulars to the live stream, heel fries for the entire week has pretty much written the Eels off. Well, heel fries lives at the Gold Coast now, doesn't he? So Suncorp might be a bit closer for him. He might have had better luck getting to Suncorp. Hasn't he just moved to the Gold Coast? Isn't that why he was going on about the Gold Coast pub scene the other night? Munia05. Y'all think this goes over 46 points? Yes, absolutely. 26 and a half minutes to go. I think overs is a very good bet. I mean, what over 46? And we're at 32 already. So I think there'll be more than 2 tries left in this game, the way that it's been going. Charlie Staines on the kick return. There's a wall of yellow defenders there in front of him, and he's got nowhere to go. 26 minutes left in the game. And the way that it's been going, I think it will open up, to, especially towards the back end. And the Eels are the sort of team, if they get a try to, even if it stays close until the last 10 minutes, the Eels are the type of team where they could score a try maybe with 8 minutes to go and sink the Tigers and then just go bang, bang from the kickoff. Just like they did in the... they've got the capability of scoring tries in quick succession, the Eels. So if they get one and put the game to bed at any stage, I think another couple could follow. Gutherson's up to take the high ball, and he's wrangled in by Brooks. Timing that to perfection was Lukey Brooks. Gutherson's leapt from inside the field of play. And then is dragged back in goal. And that is a result for the Tigers. They are not done. Short dropout. It's tapped back by Naden. Oh, but it bounces kindly for the Eels. Oh, the Eels. They are getting every single little bit of luck go their way tonight. It has to be said. Whether you support them or not, it must be said. The amount of the bounce of the footy is going their way tonight. That's for sure. Oh, a lifting tackle by Tupou. He keeps the Penasini under control. Now Moses kicks through. Staines tries to trap it with his foot, misses, ends up catching it with his hand. "24 minutes left, plenty of time, boys, plenty of time." Sisapol Hulbar. Oh, no! Dropped backwards by the Tigers. And the count restarts. It's a 0 tackle. It was touched by Sevo. Welcome along there, Sisapol Halber. Who is win this match? At the moment, Parramatta win this match. 22 points to 12. Parramatta is win this match so far. Isaac Edits, ahoy there. Up the doggies. Whoa! The ball's bouncing around everywhere, that ball. And it sits up in the end for Gutherson. And he brings it back. 20 out from the Eels line. $22.5 to go. 12 points the difference. Tigers, they're not done. Burton, in all honesty. Isaac Edits, if I have to choose one, I think Burton over Addo. If I'm picking a team, I want a Matt Burton. Josh Addo needs to learn to stay out on his wing in defence before I pick him in my team. Don't get me wrong, very valuable asset to a team. But if you're making me choose between them and I can only pick one, I'm leaning towards Matt Burton. Addo, a fabulous player. But he really, 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 really needs to learn to stay on his wing in defence and trust his inside men. Gabu Lau says, come on, Eels. Well, the Eels are indeed going strong at the moment. 22 points to 10. It's the Tigers on the attack again, though. They've created space, but Naden cannot get away from Sivo or get the ball free. Doueihi on the fifth and last, the bomb. It's not very deep. Oh, but he's made a complete mess of it as Pinasini. Will Pinasini's made a complete and total mess of that, and it's Tigers' ball. It's not the greatest kick in the world that you'll ever see by Adam Doueihi, but it's yielded a result. So Josh Addo out for 8 weeks, apparently. Apparently, Coruscant went for the money as well. And just in case we didn't see it the first time, Isaac has now written it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Tigers ball here, a full set of 6. Yeah, exactly. 100%. Flash green. I'd go for the money too. Coruscant's already won everything he needs to win. Go make some money. Tackle for Tigers. To the right-hand side they go. Staines at the back. Oh, the pop pass is way too popped, and it is forward. Taking the Harbour Bridge to all new architectural levels there, that one. And again, it's that final pass that's just killing the play for the Tigers. 19.5 minutes to go. 22-10. This man needs a refill. I'll be right back. Yes, indeed, Michelle. It is Clemmer's 200th. It almost made me change my tip. Almost. Because, you know, milestone games and all. Milestone games. Oh, what a great take there from Stafford Toa. And now some razzle-dazzle. And the Tigers running away upfield. 18 and a half minutes to go. Overs. Overs is starting to get a little bit out of reach. Isaac edits, who's your favourite player out of all the NRL? Of all time or just this season? Brooks spots a gap and goes through, and then is shut down by Pinasini on tackle 4. But front foot ball here, the Tigers, in all honesty, the Tigers have just been dominating pretty much every facet of the game, but they just can't finish it off. And that's a disaster of a kick. That's a shocker of a kick. It's an even worse attempt from Kepaoa. Did I say it right that time? Kepaoa. I'm just going to keep calling Kepaoa. Otherwise, I'm going to confuse myself. Disaster of a set this season, Reece Walsh and his pretty eyes. Well, I suppose if you want to... Well, I wouldn't say Reece Walsh is my favourite player still. In terms of who's going the best so far this season, if I were to calculate it on people that I had written off as being crap that are proving me wrong, Reece Walsh is by far and away the best. Because he is well and truly proving me wrong so far this season. Gutherson puts it high. Staines runs forward, leaps up above them and takes the ball down very safely. 12 points remains the difference. 16 and a half minutes to go. 32 points. Total match points. It remains. I actually think favorite player for just consistency and like the son of a bitch is just always, Tupou's broken through. Tupou for the line. Drags 3 defenders with him, but they do bring him down. 5th and last. Front foot ball here, Tigers. Big line up to the right. Brooks fires it out there to Doueihi. Doueihi looks up, finds Bateman. Bateman runs for the line, gets the pass to Naden. Naden puts it down. Brent Naden scores in the corner. He's hurt. He's busted his ribs in the process of scoring a try. How's that possible? Oh, he's really hurt. Oh, he's hurt his shoulder. He's hurt his shoulder. Has he held the ball? How can you hold the ball with a broken shoulder? Did he get it down? Let's have a look. Front foot ball. Great vision there from Doueihi. Bateman taking it right to the line. He's dislocated his shoulder in the process of scoring or something. I've never seen anything quite like it. They just had to run and draw and pass here. Bateman probably could have scored himself, to be honest. Naden plants it down. Oh, and then he falls on his shoulder. Brent Naden with the try. 22 points to 14. Kick to come. This game is not over yet. It might be over for Brent Naden. It might be over for Brent Naden, but it is not over for the Tigers. So anyways, I was in the process of saying, in terms of consistency and entertainment value, and I would have to say probably one of the first players that I'm putting on my team sheet. If I'm a coach and I've got free selection over anybody in the NRL this year, the first name going on my team sheet, I have to say, would be Dylan Edwards. From out wide, Doueihi moves in, strikes it. right between the posts. 22 points to 16. There are some happy Tigers fans in the crowd. Brent Naden is absolutely busted. He's gone. Brent Naden scores the try that gets them back into the game. And he's also broken in the process. A perfect conversion from Adam Doueihi. It's 22 points to 16. 14 minutes to go. We've got a grandstand finish coming up, as they say. 6 points the difference. The Tigers, they really, 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 really want an Easter miracle. I thought we'd already had our Easter miracle for the weekend when the Raiders defeated the Broncos. I think it was at Suncorp Stadium. I'm not sure. I could be wrong about that. It might have been at Suncorp. But I thought that was our Easter miracle. Maybe not. There's still time in this for the Tigers. Six points the difference. 13.5 minutes to go. Tigers up towards halfway. Not the greatest set so far. Papali'i, though, trying to get them going forward and up over halfway on tackle 5. Doueihi, just a little dink in over the top, and it pops up kindly for Penasini. Oh, Dunster it is, sorry. Dunster bringing it back, 30 out from the Eels line. Just out of curiosity, Dustin, do you have a like a staking plan? I've just noticed that you go for evens a lot. So I'm just wondering if you go even, because evens would obviously, I'm guessing that evens happens a whole lot more often than odds in the NRL. So I'm just wondering if you've got like a staking plan. So you go evens, say you go evens on night 1 and you put $5 on, I don't know, I'm just making stuff up on the fly. You put $5 on evens for night 1 and it goes to Golden Point and they win in a drop goal. So night 2, do you stick with evens but up the stake to 10? Have you got a progression plan? Or do you just put bets on? I'm just curious. The only reason I ask is because you're the only person I know, and I'm sure you're not the only one. I'm just saying you're the only person I know that I talk to about betting anyway, that worries about odds and evens. I'm just curious what your method is behind that. It's interesting because it probably does happen a lot. I reckon if you were to have I reckon someone who with greater mathematical nous than myself, like my dad, for example, who's really good at all this sports betting stuff, I reckon you could factor a staking plan that covers the entire year, where surely over the course of an entire season, evens happens a lot more than odds in the NRL. Anyway, leave that with me. It's not blackjack. But see, it is. It's all the same principles that come into play. By the way, when I go to the casino, bloody love me some blackjack. And you know, Dustin, here in Australia, we only have the 1-0 on the wheel. I know that in the American casinos, because I've played them online and stuff before, the online American casinos, you've got the 0-0. That 0-0 is a pain in the ass. It shouldn't exist. We've only got the 1-0 over here. 0-0 just puts the favour way too far advantage to the house. Wait a minute. Shit. Hang on, you said blackjack. I'm talking about roulette. I'm talking about roulette. Yes, blackjack is a great game too, though. Although I don't like playing blackjack with an actual dealer. I always jump on the electronic one. Oh, Messi, play the ball there. Coruscant does well to hold it. Okay, I've confused myself talking about roulette, but yeah, blackjack, great as well. Actually, when I used to go on this work conference, they used to pay for us to go on this work conference at my old job, and I would always sneak off during the lunch breaks, and I would go downstairs into the casino room, and I would jump on the electronic blackjack tables, and I'd always win like $600. It was great. It was kind of like what I was known for. Whenever anybody was looking for me at the work conference, they'd be like, have you checked the blackjack tables? Lo and behold, someone would come wandering down. Oh, Dan, they need you upstairs. Like, really? But I'm like, I'm on a streak here. I mean, I'm not streaking. I'm on a winning streak. Oh, no. Adam Doueihi's hurt. Adam Doueihi, that already injured knee. Adam Doueihi is already hurt. He's jumped up for the ball. He falls with heavy contact. And it's gone straight away. It goes as soon as he hits the ground. And if Adam Doueihi's gone, we've got 9 minutes to go. We've got 38 total points. There needs to be another couple of tries, but that could be the end of the night for Adam Doueihi. Brent Naden already off the field, of course, with a shoulder. Adam Doueihi's been one of the better performers for the Tigers tonight. Taking him out of fullback, moving him back to 5/8 has been a bit of a revelation of sorts. And this will be a very big loss for the Tigers if he's busted. As soon as he landed, you just felt it. As soon as he landed, he was done. Oh, dear. Oh, he's up. He's up. He's up and he's staying on. Bravo, sir. We do have those, but I don't think we have them on actual. Oh, here they go out to the left. Tigers, they've created space. Charlie Staines puts the pass out to Tupou. Tupou dives, scores in the corner. Try awarded. 22 points to 20. The kick to come. 8 minutes to go. Look at the bloody size of Clemmer, would you? Happy Coruscant earning those big bucks. Dummy and inside twice, sending it out. Oh no, Parramatta. 22-20 kick to come. So anyways, Dustin, yes, we do have that. We do have poker blackjack, but not. It's not something that's played at actual human-controlled tables. We've got all different kinds of bollocks card games. Some card games that I've never even bloody heard of before on the electronic tables. And I know for sure that we've got the poker style blackjack on the electronic tables. But yeah, you can't just walk into the casino and sit at a physical table and play it. But anyway, Coruscant's going to be taking the kick due to the injury, I suppose, to Doueihi. A sideline conversion. I mean, literally on the sideline. Api Coruscant, who set that try up, is now going to be the one to take the conversion. When was the last time Coruscant took a kick at goal? I'd be so curious to know. "2017, says Shack of Hearts. Quade, Lightning, ahoy there, mate. Appy Coruscant from the sideline to try and level things up here. Can't recall ever seeing him take a kick for goal in my life. Oh, no. Oh, dear. Oh, dearie me. It's a disaster. It's a disaster. Adam Doueihi on one leg probably could have done better. Surely. Oh, wow. I mean, I understand that he's hurt and all, but 42 points. Our overs need 44.5. 22 points to 26. 7 minutes to go. 6 minutes, 56 seconds. Poor Brent Naden looks like a homeless drunk guy in the park. Really down on his luck. $45.5 for the overs. We're on 42. Who's gone for the Tigers in the tipping? Oh, big run here from Otungamanu. I can't even say his name. My best attempt at it. Front foot ball. Staines finds Coruscant. Oh, the Tigers are flying home here. Brooks keeping the ball alive. It's only tackle 4, do they realise? Oh, they've exploded upfield. A 16,000-metre gain. Coruscant now puts the kick in. Moses is going to have to play at it, and Moses is swamped. Oh, the Tigers are coming home with a wet sail here. They're going to give the dropout, and I dare say, oh, surely Parramatta do not. Surely Parramatta do not risk a short dropout here. Surely not. 2 points in the lead. 5.5 minutes to go. No way. They go long. And they... Oh, no, it has been dropped over the sideline. Charlie Staines. Charlie Staines has dropped it over the sideline. What a turning point. I thought it was going out on the full. I thought this is way too close. I thought it was way too close to the sideline to risk. And Staines makes an absolute meal out of it. And Parramatta will get the ball back on halfway. And now Parramatta can march upfield and take a drop goal to take the... because they care not for Dustin's bets. Parramatta are actually actively working against Dustin's bets. They're going to keep it unders, and they're going to make it odds. Can you imagine the scenes? Gutherson, cut out pass to Sevo. Sevo scores. There you go, boys. There's your overs. There's the... Oh, hang on. Wait. Bunker called in, so anything could happen here. Anything could still happen. The bunker's been called. The bunker has been summoned. Let's not get excited yet. 4 minutes to go. Great pass from Gutherson. Again, as I was saying earlier in the game, the cutout ball's going in front of the man. The pass is going in front of the man. And here it is again. Gutherson, cutout pass in front of a rampaging Sevo. Try confirmed. We've had a look at everything, apparently. Everything's been looked at. It's been confirmed. 6 points the difference. The game is not over yet. This is a big, big conversion from Mitchell Moses. Moses, step up. If you've got a name from the Bible, Easter weekend would be a great time to step up. This is a big conversion because it will pretty much put the game to bed. 6 points the difference. Could still get sent to Golden Point. From the left-hand sideline, it's his favoured side, of course. It's a natural hook for a right-footed kicker. Moses moves in, strikes, pushes it out to the right. It's hooking back, It hits the upright and goes over. It hits the upright and bounces through. And that is the level of luck that the Eels have been having tonight. Off the upright and in. 28 points to 20. 3 minutes to go. Surely that's enough for the Eels. But let's not count out an Eels self-destruction from what we've seen so far this season. Let's not rule it out completely. Hey, Munir 05. Congratulations on the overs. Oh, but now a knock on from the kickoff and offside will be a penalty. Oh, take the two. Take the two. Take the two. It's a penalty from the kickoff to the Tigers. Surely you take the two, make it a 6-point ball game. And there's going to be a man in the bin as well. This is a deliberate offside, professional foul. The Eels are going to be a man down with 2.5 minutes to go for a deliberate offside, if the rules are consistently enforced anyway. It's a blatant offside. Professional foul. The man who plays at it here, which is Hodgson, should be in the sin bin. Cummins is just like, just listen, Clint. Just listen to what I've got to say. How is that going backwards, says Gutherson. They've got to take the two, surely. It's a tough kick. They're taking the two. Luke Brooks, this now becomes a critical kick. This is not an easy kick at all. It's Shack of Hearts says it's always a losing battle, Captain arguing with officials. Of course, I mean, the decision's been made. They can't overturn it. So, yeah. Anyways, Brooks moves in, strikes it. It's on target. It's on target. It's over. 2 minutes to go. 28-22. Golden Point is still an option. $28 points to 22. Two minutes to go to send us into Golden Point. What an amazing game this has been. What an exciting game this has turned out to be. 2 minutes now for the Tigers to throw absolutely everything at them and try and tie this game up. Parramatta get us back underway. Clemmer in game number 200. Charging into the line. So full of life still in those old legs. Tackle 3. 1 minute 40 to go. Third tackle. 30 out from their own line. Brooks out to the left. They go. Oh, the overlap was on. The overlap was on. They just couldn't get the pass out there. Oh, it was on there for all money. Tupou was in clean space. If that pass could have just landed. Fifth and last, Brooks chips in over the top. How's the bounce? Oh, it's been touched forward by Tupou. Unlucky, and that will surely be the game. It was touched by Tupou. They're going to challenge it because why not? But clear knock on. Clear knock on. One minute to go. The Eels did their utmost best to lose this game, it must be said. They tried their hardest. They tried their absolute hardest. But they are going to slink away with this. Parramatta. Oh, what an intense game, though. Seriously. What a great game it turned out to be. From threatening to be extremely dull, boring old affair, it turned out to be a fantastic game. Yeah, but the difference is, Shack of Hearts, of course. The difference, of course, with rugby union is that the ball's always in play. That's the key difference, isn't it? The ball is always in play. It's always a contest for possession. So yes, it would have been play on for sure. Whoa, boy, that in the end turned out to be quite a bloody quite the game. Quite the game. A little bit of a scare at the end there for Eels supporters. But they get away with it. They get away with it at the end there. The Parramatta Eels, 28 points to 22. And I suppose that officially brings us to a close of the first round of the Wasted Water Sports leaderboard. And if Vobsy is still there, and I believe he is, we may as well go ahead and make the announcement now. I was going to save this for the start of round 7, but if everybody's here that needs to be here, we may as well do it now. Why not? Vobsy says, I guess Heel Fries had a reason to be lacking some confidence. It was far from convincing. It was far from convincing indeed. Subiaya Downs. Ahoy there, mate. Welcome along. AFBOCC. The Eels tried to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. A classic line right there. All right, Vopsy, I'm getting everything set up here, mate, so that we can get this official victory announcement up and running. I sort of decided that I would do this on the fly, so we're not completely ready for it. But it's okay. It's not going to take much to set up. I hope. Jeez, I don't want to jinx myself. I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect myself from Discord. All right, there we go. So there we go. Wasted Water Sports official leaderboard for rounds 1 to 6. Our first winner of the year of the $100 gift card. Bobsy there on 3,411 points. Just charging ahead of the pack. And, okay, we've got to get the official announcement played. Right, and I'm going to figure out how we go about doing that. Yes, Michelle needs to be here for this. Well, I mean, you don't need to be, but it would be good if you were. I've got to figure out... Okay, let me just try something first, because we need to make sure that the sound is coming through the right place. So, if I find an old video of mine, I just want to see if the sound plays. All right, so that is playing. That sound is... Did you all hear that music? Lord only knows what the fuck that music was, but did you hear it? Just out of curiosity. Because if you heard it, that means this is going to be very, very easy. Very, very easy to play. I just need to share my screen. And we'll be ready to go. Points start over next week. Did we hear the music, though, first? Can somebody please confirm? Oh, you did? Okay, sweet. Yeah, so the points restart after this. It is official that Bobsy has won this round. Okay, I'm stalling, okay? I'm stalling at the moment while I get this sorted out. Because honestly, this was supposed to be the first stream of next week. So this was supposed to be for the first stream of next round. But since everybody's here, I'm going to do it now. All right. Okay, here we go. For Bobsy, the winner of the round 1 to 6 Wasted Water Sports leaderboard. Look at that. Check out that bucket hat, by the way.
Hello, Bobsy. I just want to send a massive congratulations to you on topping the first round of the Wasted live stream. Congratulations, you've won a $100 gift card of your choice. Hope you're having a mad day. I have no idea what the Wasted is, but it's a bit like the game we played on the fuck shit. So, yeah, we're a bit wasted. I hope you have a fucking great day, and I hope you enjoy the $100 gift card you made.
All right, Bobsy. Brandon Smith doesn't know what the fuck the Wasted Water Sports is, which is really not surprising. Does anyone else get the feeling we got him on a bad day? I feel like he might not have been too happy, the cheese. But anyways, congratulations once again, Bobsy. Round 1 to 6 winner. And, yeah, I think we got the cheese on a really bad day. He's not happy. So, no, not a problem, Bobsy. Okay, so the scoreboard now resets. Okay, so Bobsy, at some stage over the next streams, this one right now, if you like, shoot me your email address on the stream so that I know it's from you. and I'll get your gift card sorted, and let me know what gift cards you want as well. Generally, we do the super gift cards, so it's applicable to Super Cheap Auto, Rebel Sport, anyone in the super family of businesses. But I'm pretty much basically I'm willing to do anything that has an electronic gift card available. Amazon, PlayStation, Jesus, whatever. But yeah, let me know at some stage or email in the chat room so that I know it's definitely from you and I can organise the email of the gift card over to you. All right, Wasted Water Sports, thank you so much for joining us for this one. Very much appreciated. The leaderboard now resets. So what do? We went round 1 to 6. We're probably going to do round 7 to 12 or 13, something like that, for the next run of dates. Until then, thank you and cheers. Yes, cheers. Catch you on Discord for those of you who want to stick around and have a little bit of banter on Discord. Otherwise, we shall catch you next time. And until next time, cheers. Oh, and happy birthday to me too, by the way. Actually, I'm going to play I need to play the birthday music. We've got to play the birthday music to send me out. All right. Happy birthday to me to end the stream. Get training, Dustin. It's a whole new tournament starting next week. All right. See you all Thursday night.